Hi friends, this is Liberty and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a quick unboxing, decoration, and a quick overview or my first impressions of the Kobo Libra Colour. Now I'm not prepared to do a full comprehensive review on this device. I've only had it a couple of weeks and honestly I've only read one book on it so far. What I will say is that the one thing that I really like about this device, and the one thing that truly attracted me to this device, might sound silly, is on the right hand side, there's all of that room to hold the device. I'm finding that when I'm holding my Kindle, I have so many Kindles, by the way. I have the Kindle Color, I have the Kindle Paperwhite, I have the Kindle Matcha, I have the original Kindle, I have them all. But what I constantly do on like the Paperwhite or the Color is that every time I put my Kindle down, like say I go get a drink, I come back, I realize I've turned a page, I've flipped a page, and I'm a little bit lost and I have to go back and find where I am. And that's a little bit annoying. So I've only read one book on the Kobo and I didn't flip the pages at all because you have all that room to kind of place your thumb. I also like the back of this. It's kind of a light gray beige color and it has this nice little decoration on the back here, and it's very light. This device is so light, and some people feel that it's cheaply made because it is so light, but it's made from recyclable material from the ocean. So I thought that was kind of cool. So all I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get this set up and kind of give you my first impressions. So the store for Kobo is called Overdrive, and when I connected my Kobo, I was completely surprised and I forgot that I used to have a Kobo device back in the day, literally when the first Kobo came out. So I was a little bit shocked. I was like, oh yeah. So I also picked up the Kobo stylus because as you know, you can highlight in this device. Now I know there are other parties that make this stylus for a little bit cheaper, but I also saw a bunch of videos that they might not work as well. So I just got the original one that goes with the Kobo just to make sure there was no issues because I just didn't want any further issues with this device. So I'm just kind of playing around, and it did take me a few minutes to learn how to change the color because I was trying to touch the area with the stylus after I colored it, but if you see, I'm touching it with my finger to change the color. So it took me probably a good 10 minutes to figure that out. So just don't waste your time. If you want to change the color of the highlight, touch it with your finger to change the color. But you can also change the color of the pen. So you just kind of go to the top like I'm doing right now. The pen itself actually has more colors than the highlight. I kind of wish it was the other way around. There's only 4 colors for the highlight and there's a bunch of colors for the pen. But, you know, regardless, it's still fun to kind of annotate in a digital device like this, especially if you do love to annotate. So you can also change the thickness of the pen as well. So it's all at the top. It's very easy. This whole device is so intuitive. It's really easy to use if you just go through all the prompts up top. So yeah, I'm just kind of playing with it and just annotating the book that I read back in the day. And yeah, it's really fun. I really like writing in this device. So here I'm demonstrating on how you can change the landscape mode or the portrait mode on this so you can read it in a different setting. Now, I don't know why I turned it this way. I should have turned it the other way, but it doesn't matter. You can read it in any direction. And I like that you can really customize this device. You can, change the font, you can change the size, you can change the backlight, you can change the landscape mode to portrait mode. I really like that you can customize your reading experience on this device. So here I'm just getting familiar with the device. I wanted to make sure that I knew how to use it. And just again, to save you a headache, if you want to change the color of your highlight, tap it with your finger, and then you can easily change it to one of the 4 colors. But changing your color with the stylus or the pen, you can use the tip of your pen, and you have up to 10 options to change your color of the stylus or pen. And then you can change the thickness of the stylus as well. So there's so many different ways to annotate this. There really is. And what I also like, I know this might sound kind of boring, but Kobo is an anagram for book. So I thought that was kind of neat. I didn't know that until I read about their story. Now I'm just going through the menu at the top, and as you can see, this is an area where you can change the brightness and the tone. So you can make it either cooler tone or warmer tone. I do like it slightly warmer, but I will say when you have it more cool tone, the color in the background looks kind of cool. So I kind of like both, just depends on what time of day I'm reading. And there are so many different fonts to choose from. I know on the Kindle, I like the Bookerly font, and they had something that was comparable on the Kobo that I really liked. I forgot the name of it, honestly, but there are a lot of fun fonts on this. So if you don't, want like a traditional font, there's so many different other ones, and you can change the margins on here. You can change the font size, as you can see here. You can make them really large if you really need to. You can also change the line spacing. So if you wanted to change the spacing between the lines, you can really customize that as well for your reading experience. And like I said, I believe you can change the margins. Somebody said one time, and I find this to be true because I've been doing this recently, is that if you want to read faster, have smaller margins. Like basically have less on your page. They say you read faster that way. I did it for one book and I just breezed right through this book, no problem. So I don't know, you can try and see if that helps you too. So now we're going over to the other area, which I really love this. This is a reading tracker. This is another thing that I really wanted with this device. This is what really attracted me to the Kobo. It was the reading tracker. It's really cool. It tells you like how many hours you've read, the book, and it just kind of gives you a little bit. So if you're into stats, which I'm not that into stats, but I thought having a reading tracker in the device, I thought that was actually kind of cool. And here you can actually kind of customize your reading tracker, like pages left in chapter, percentage of chapter read, or time remaining in chapter, or you can just turn it off, so you can really customize that. And this little thing right here is just to sync your Kobo. And back under the brightness tab, you can actually give your Kobo a bedtime where it will kind of go in a slightly darker mode. And it's nice because it's a gentle reminder that, hey, you need to go to bed. Or it just kind of dims it just a little bit. It changes the brightness, so maybe it's not so harsh on your eyes before you want to go to sleep. And so as we go to the bottom tabs here, there's home, my books, and here is my notebooks. You can actually download all kinds of different templates for some type of journal or notebook. And this is another reason why I wanted the Kobo, because I did join an in-person book club this year, which I'm really excited about. So a couple of things. With the Kobo, I wanted to be able to annotate the book, and I wanted to be able to highlight the book, and that I also wanted to download a free reading journal in this area so I can jot down some questions or write down some insights about the books that we're reading, so I can bring this device to book club, just to kind of have everything in, one device. I'll have my book, I'll have my annotations, I'll have my highlights, I'll have a reading journal, I'll have it all. I'll have it all in this one device. And I'm going to open up all the different templates. There's so many different templates in the device, which is really nice. So it doesn't have to be a reading journal. You can make a to-do list. Maybe this is the only thing that you want to write in. Maybe you don't want to use your phone. If you want to do a grocery list, if you just want to, I don't know, there's so many different things that you can download here. So let me just show you all the different templates. So as you can see, there are a ton of templates that you can use, and this is just me getting used to the device. There's always a learning curve. I just assumed as soon as I tapped on the template, it would pop up, but you have to tap on the template and then exit out. And now I am just going to just create a to-do list, and there are different types of pens that you can choose from, like a fountain pen, a calligraphy pen, a brush pen, even a highlighting pen. And I thought that was kind of nice. I don't know if I would personally use this for a general to-do list. I think I'm going to keep my templates all book related or book club related. I don't see me using this for like a grocery list. I do have a planner, and I use my phone for a lot of that stuff. But obviously, you can use this for anything that you want. So I do find it kind of nice that it has all these templates in there. Also, I really like the eraser on this. I don't know if I went over the eraser at all, but you don't have to worry about getting every little mark. You kind of go over the general area and it erases pretty much the whole thing, and it makes it really easy. So I do feel like the eraser works quite well on this. It's funny because I was trying to play with this device, and I don't know why I was treating it like a regular tablet, but as you can see, I was trying to pinch and zoom. I don't know why I thought that would work. But it doesn't. It doesn't do that. It doesn't pinch or zoom or anything like that. I thought this would be a cool template to kind of put like in that big area, the name of the book, and just some bullet points underneath the book. So I was just kind of going through all this to kind of find out what template will work best for me. So under the Discover tab, it does have some audiobooks that you can download. It's going to recommend some books and give you a daily ebook deal. They'll tell you what's trending now. And I'm connecting this to the Overdrive app, which is their version of a Kindle store. I'm also trying to connect this to my local library so I can download some books for free. But I also wanted to download a cookbook because this is a book that will have colors all the way through the book, and I wanted to see how the colors look in a cookbook. So as you can see, the colors look really good inside the cookbook, and I really like that a lot. And I think it looks pretty. I kind of like this muted color And you can also make annotations on this too. I don't know why I thought I couldn't. It's a library book and you can still make annotations in it. So that's kind of nice. So I didn't purchase this book. I downloaded this straight from my library. And, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you a few pages so you can see how it looks with color on the inside of the book. So under this tab, you can actually have your Kobo automatically go to sleep after a certain time or power off after a certain time. I know for me that personally comes in very handy. I read so much that I put my devices down all the time, and I will always like to have it turned off to kind of save it. Also, this area here, show info panel on full screen. So when you're not reading, if you put your Kobo, turn it off, it tells you that it's sleeping and that you read a certain percentage and that you have so many hours to go. Some people really hate that on the front cover. Personally, I love it, but what they don't know is you can turn that off. So under settings, go to energy saving, and then you can click on the tab that shows show info panel on full screen and just turn it off. So when you go back to the book, it won't be there anymore. So if you don't like that, you can turn it off. But again, I personally love that. I really do. I like picking up my book and knowing, okay, I've read 38% and have 4.5 hours to go. And I also love the reading stats. So I think this whole thing is just so nice to have, especially if you're a little bit of a book nerd when it comes to reading stats. So now it's time for the fun part. Let's decorate this darn thing, right? So obviously I got the clear case like we all do. And then I actually saved the insert that actually goes in the Kobo, that came with the Kobo cover. And I'm very heavily inspired by the leaves on here. So I was going for a nature and kind of a forest leafy theme. If you watch any of my other videos, there are two things I am obsessed with decorating with. One is a mushroom. I will always find a reason to put mushrooms in any of my scrapbooking or reading journals. And the other thing is a pine cone. Give me a mushroom and a pine cone and I am one happy girl. I will always find a reason to use those two things. So you can see I cut the little corner up top because the on and off button is right there. So I just cut a little slit to kind of give it some space. And I don't think it looks bad at all. So then obviously I got a pop socket and I got this beautiful leaf one. Of course I got it on Amazon. I mean, come on. That's where we get things, right? But I just thought this was so pretty. Again, it kind of goes with this whole theme of this nature leafy forest theme, which I am completely in love with. I think it is so pretty, and I've been loving picking up this Kobo. I just like looking at it. It makes me so incredibly happy. One minor annoyance is that the stylus only comes in black. I wish it came in a slightly different color, like the beige gray color or white, something that matches my device. That's why I put some washi tape on it to kind of give it like a little bit of a flare to kind of match my Kobo. Also, it does magnetize to the front, but it does not charge it. You will still have to charge it with a charger. And it doesn't stay straight up and down. As you can see, it has a slight tilt to it. It does magnetize to the opposite side, but it's a little bit less strong on there because it doesn't have a big surface. It does not magnetize to the top or the bottom of the device. I tried it. So if that's going to be an issue, just keep that in mind. So I also picked up a little charging port charm. I thought this would be kind of fun to have on my Kobo, and it is a little heart with some flowers inside. So I did think it would kind of complement the Kobo. But I'll be honest with you, I try my best to find one with a pine cone. If you guys see one of these with a pine cone, please let me know down below where I can get one, because I really would love to get my hands on one. I think it would be so cute to have a little pine cone here instead. Anyway, if you want me to do a more comprehensive review and compare this to the Kindle, let me know down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, guys, cheers.